What is going on, guys? Pepper Belly here, and I'm playing some F.E.A.R 3 Contractions, which is pretty much similar to Nazi Zombies, if you're familiar with that in the Call of Duty series. And, well, this is the map this is Suicide, and I don't know why it's called that, but, you know, whatever. Because I'm pretty sure it's not Suicide, because I'm pretty sure we kill the living shit out of every motherfucker that comes at us. But hey, it's still, you know, whatever. Point is, this game mode is pretty goddamn fun. If you guys are familiar with, like I said, Call of Duty Nazi Zombies, it's pretty much identical. The only difference is the fact that the waves come in a little bit slower than they would in Nazi Zombies or Horde mode or whatever the hell you want to play. And the fact that you have to go and collect these supply crates like I'm doing right now, bring them to your base, place them down in the weapon area. So instead of purchasing weapons off the wall like you would in Call of Duty Nazi Zombies, you would just place the crate on the ground, which you can see I'm going to do right here, and then all the weapons kind of spawn on the wall for grabbing to use and, you know, to fuck shit up with. So my impressions on this game, if you're, you know, if you really care at all, you know, this game is absolutely amazing. Now, I still find, no matter what, there's a place in my heart for F.E.A.R 1, because that is still my favorite F.E.A.R game out of all of them. F.E.A.R 1 just pwned ass. F.E.A.R 2 was like, hell yeah, this is something different, and it's really interesting, and it feels kind of, well, personally to me, I felt like I was playing a Killzone game. Don't bash me for that. Don't be like, what? Fuck you. Killzone's amazing. Ugh. How dare you even compare it to, like, F.E.A.R 2 and its atrocities and all that. I personally just felt like it looked similar to me, you know. Like, not the gameplay, just the way, like, the enemies looked, the way the environments felt, the way the guns were, and the feel of heaviness, you know, the weight that you kind of carry around. Like, you know, it felt and looked the same as Killzone. I'm not saying it is, you know, just for me personally. But F.E.A.R 3 kind of expanded on that, like, really, really heavily. Like, really awesomely heavily. The combat, specifically. Like, I know some of the developers and some reviews, people are like, oh, F.E.A.R 3 is scarier than the other two. Personally, I did not get scared at this game at all. There was like maybe one moment which made me jump, which is when you're climbing the racks in a warehouse and all those faces on the other side of the ladder, and you're like, holy fuck! That is the only part that actually made me shit my pants. Other than that, it was like, oh, this is not really a F.E.A.R game. They focus way more on combat, which makes sense since it's Day One Studios, and their expansion packs that came out back for F.E.A.R 1 was mainly just about action. There was really not really any horror elements like there was for F.E.A.R 1, where Monolith actually worked on F.E.A.R 1 and F.E.A.R 2, which were far superior in horror aspects than F.E.A.R 3 is. But one of the things they found they implemented, which is really cool, like honestly revolutionary for a shooter. I have yet to play a shooter that's ever done anything as effective as this, is the cover system. They nailed it to a T. Like, when you go and take cover behind an obstacle, I feel like, which many of you guys that are probably familiar with my old videos, and I talk about this, paintball. Like, you know, when you take cover behind paintball, or take cover behind an object in paintball, you're not putting your back to it like you would in Gears of War. You're not doing anything like that. You're facing towards it, and you're using your points of view to your advantage and all that, you know, crap that I'm not going to really get into right now. You just watch the past videos, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But it feels like that because you're facing the cover, and it's kind of cool because it shows them, like, which is what we don't do in paintball, but I'm just saying, you would get really close to it, and then you would raise your gun up to, you know, avoid sticking your gun into the wall, you know, like you would normally do in real life, I guess. But I'm saying, like, in paintball, we stand back from it, that way we can keep our gun shouldered, which is a tactic I use all the time in shooters. But either way, the way the cover system works is like, picture Gears of War, but in first person. It's the same thing. You can pop out on either side. You can't crouch for some reason, but if you're behind cover, it works just as effectively. And it's really awesome, actually. Like, I enjoy being able to, like, sprint really quickly, slide up to cover by doing a slide kick, which is also useful for sliding the fuck out of the way of being shot at. That works just as effectively, which I use a lot. If I'm getting shot at heavily by a whole bunch of group of guys and I want to get to cover really quickly, you can slide into it and it works just as effectively, and then you can pop behind cover and start ripping bitches apart. So the cover system is definitely one of the things I've seen them improve and really, really go far with. The only thing I noticed they took out was that you can no longer flip over a table. I know in F.E.A.R 2 they were like, holy crap, you know, you can knock over like a vending machine or something and take cover behind it, you know, and then get shot at and you see free drinks fall all over the place. That does not happen anymore. It's more, you can't even knock over a simple table to use it as cover. So it's mainly just sticking to the cover system, which is still like a hell of a lot better than having, you know, being able to customize your own cover system or whatever. I'm also not too happy with, or thrilled with, the fact that the melee moves you can perform in this game. Now, if you are familiar with the past F.E.A.R games and played them, they had 3 different types of melees, which was the normal melee, which is when you hit. Actually, technically 4. The normal melee, in which you just kind of like whack them with your gun or whatever. There's a slide kick, then there was a roundhouse kick, and a scissor kick. Now, that was like, there's variety there, so you can spice up your killing of badass moves and shit that you want to do. But in this game, it's just a simple jump and kick, which is very, ooh, yay, like, who gives a shit? The slide kick is a lot more improved. But I mean, I just miss being able to roundhouse kick and scissor kick people. I mean, it's like Chuck Norris, but in slow-mo, which I think Chuck Norris did have slow-mo. Not that anyone really cares about him anymore. Anyway, that's a few things they took out, which I was kind of just like, what the hell. Anyway, yes, you can see I have some... You're going to see it shortly here. This guy kind of... I was playing with him earlier, so... Yeah, he's kind of like messaging me. I didn't mean to ignore him purposely, but I was recording this video. I kind of had a chat with him afterwards. But yeah, this guy kind of sent me a message midway through this game. You're going to see it shortly. It's going to pop up in the top right. You're going to see that, he was familiar with my YouTube channel and whatnot. Anyway, now that's out of the way. Let's focus on the core gameplay here. Now, the game modes they have online is Contractions, which is what I'm playing right now, which is wave after wave after wave of just killing everything. It's like Horde mixed with Nazi zombies mixed with all this crazy shit. You can see the fog starts to come in when stuff starts to get pretty hectic, so the further and further you get into the level, like into the waves, the fog starts to literally fill up everything, so eventually it's to the point where you can barely see anything at all, and then the game gets pretty creepy after that. Like the enemies are like, all you see is people's faces and like their visor lights and shit, like their eyes glowing in the dark, and that's all you see because you can't really see their bodies because it's like there's so much fog later. That's Contractions, and they have Soul King, which I think is... There's Soul Survivor and Soul King. One's a Spectre, which is like this guy that can possess whatever. Now, Soul Survivor, I'm pretty sure there's 3 enemy players, and then there's one Spectre who possesses people and tries to kill the other 3 players. Then there's Soul King, which is kind of like Oddball in Halo, where you just like try to collect all the skulls from people you kill, but everyone's a Spectre, so you can fly around, possess people and take them over, and then kill off NPCs and try to collect all the skulls you can. It's really, really addicting. It's really fun. However, my favorite game type, I would have to say, is called fucking Run, and it's so the title is very suitable to what it is, because I mean, I can't tell you how many times I'd be like running and then in crazy shootout where you kind of have to slow down for a second and you turn around, you're like, oh fuck, run, and you're like literally that exact feeling, because there's a huge wall of death, which is like this big ass cloud pretty much that's slowly making its way up behind you guys, and you can hear it coming, and the closer and closer it gets, the more like profound the sounds are, and it just freaks you the fuck out because you don't want to turn around and look at it. You just want to sprint, because when you do, it's like you see it actually catching up to you pretty quickly, and it just has a whole bunch of faces and the smoke and stuff and all this crazy shit that it's like slowly making its way towards you, and if it consumes you, you die, obviously. So that's why sometimes it's best just to run the hell out of there and just try to, like, even if the enemies are overwhelming you, it's always better to sprint past them than to stop and try to kill all of them, because the wall of death's going to catch up to you. It's going to fucking ruin your day, and then you're not going to have any fun because you have to start all over again. And they do have the ability of reviving your teammates, so it does happen where your teammates will get shot down and they'll be on the ground wounded. You have to go revive them, and it's pretty intense sometimes when the wall of death's like 5 meters behind you and there's a whole group of guys shooting at you, and you're reviving them really quickly and you're trying to get up and sprint the hell away, and it gets really intense and it's really fun. And this game is honestly like a huge improvement over F.E.A.R 2 combat wise. As for horror elements, it's nowhere near as scary as F.E.A.R 2 was, or F.E.A.R 1. Not that many people even think those games were scary to begin with, and I don't know, I really had a lot of fun with this game. Now, I'm playing this on the OnLive micro console, so you may have seen the messages, the achievements being unlocked, all that crap in the top right corner. That's very similar to Xbox Live, actually. So you're probably like, if you're unfamiliar with OnLive, you're probably like, what the hell system is this playing on and whatnot. I'm playing this on my OnLive micro console. Now this game, I'm using a controller with this too, and this is probably one of the best running games with a controller on OnLive. It feels like I'm playing this on a normal console. Now a lot of people have been saying, hey, there's a huge difference in lag to controller to whatever. Like I know Homefront's not very good with a controller when you're playing on the console, but using a keyboard and mouse, it's god tier. There's like elements like that kick in that really show off or degrade the OnLive service. Personally, I think the service is fantastic and it's only getting better. F.E.A.R 3 is a perfect example of that. This game runs flawlessly. The only issue that there is that when you're using the controller, there will still be, when you go up to a door, for example, to pick something up, or you're going to see it here when I go to pick this up, even though I'm using a controller, it still says hold E to pick up the item, like the PC. Because technically it's a PC game, so when you're using a controller, it still shows that, that there's like, you're using a keyboard, even though you're using the OnLive micro console controller. So that's just the only issue with this game. Other than that, it runs flawless. I mean, they have perfect aim assist, like auto aim, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's technical term, correct term, aim assist. Because it's not auto-locking on anything, it's just kind of assisting you in aiming by slowing shit down. That really makes a difference, and it works perfectly. It feels like you're pretty much playing the console game if you're using a controller. The mouse and keyboard, it feels like you're playing it on PC. This game is probably one of the best, like I said, best running games on OnLive, aside from Red Faction Armageddon. And I don't know, man, I'm freaking happy with the service. It's getting better and better. I mean, I got this game for $25, like, the exact minute it came out. Literally, the exact minute it came out, I went on and started playing it. And I played the trial for it because I didn't pre-order it. 30 minutes after my trial ended, I was like, this is fucking fun. I'm going to buy it. And it's exactly what I did. And instantly, I was continuing my campaign from where I left off. And I don't know, man, this service is fantastic. If you guys haven't checked it out, you probably should. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to rate the video, comment the video, favorite it, so that way other people can find it and give me more publicity so people can find my channel. It's been almost a year and I still have less than 200 subscribers, which, it's kind of a downer, but hey, I'm improving. And also, remember to follow me on Twitter. I know I've been using that a lot more recently, so I have a little bit more followers. Just remember to go on there and, follow it. Even if you don't, just check the news there because I do post quite frequently in that. So, take care, guys.